The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. My name is Kurt Cross, as always. Well, not as always, but as often, I'm sitting next to my man, Adam Crain. But as always, this summer, we are live from the DeMatha and Capital Hoops Summer League, or shall I say, the Capital Hoops Summer League at DeMatha. We have a game coming up, DeMatha versus Landon. You know, we bring you the players, we bring you the coaches, we bring you the interviews. You can find us on all podcast platforms, be it Amazon Music, be it iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you find your podcast content. And of course, on X and Instagram, you'll find us at DMV Hoops Podcast. I don't have a guest for you, but I think it's about time that Adam Crain and I break down what we've seen over the past 5-6 weeks here at the Capital Hoops Summer League at DeMatha. Adam.
Hey, Kurt, thanks for having me back on. You know, I was gone for 10 days.
You were on vacation, man.
I was on vacation. You know,
That's Adam Crain money.
That's Adam Crain money.
That's what it is.
What does that even mean, Adam Crain money? I mean, that sounds cool and all, but
long enough to be on vacation for 10 days. I've been here working like a schlep.
Well,
and you're out there. I'm living in a hovel. And you're sitting there on vacation, letting your hair down.
I was about to get to that because I actually listened to the podcast while I was away.
It sounds better when you're gone, doesn't it?
What I was actually going to say is I can't believe you actually pulled it off without me. I mean,
guess what? The building's still standing.
Yeah. I don't know how you managed without me. Like you did some good interviews when I was gone.
I tried.
I was like, what? He could do this by himself.
I tried to live up to what you would. Don't think I didn't think about it.
I got to tell you, man. I got to tell you, I missed the podcast when I'm away. Listen. We did an interview today about 10 minutes ago, and I was pounding the table. When I pound the table, I'm excited.
And I have to remind you that you should not be doing that.
I know. But, you know, when I get excited, I pound the table.
Did he really walk by like he didn't know me? He literally just walked by like he didn't know me.
First of all,
we've had that talk off air.
He knows you. Listen, Kurt Cross, everybody knows you. Anybody at DMV basketball knows Kurt Cross. Now, Adam Crain, nobody knows me.
Like RESPECT just walked out the window.
Yeah, well, whatever. But
I mean, can we get Marc Stern over here to talk about Capital Hoops Summer League?
I don't know what Marc is sporting that neon pink kind of.
It's like fuchsia
almost.
What
is he thinking? You know what? I don't think the cat has slept since Capital Hoops Summer League began. I don't think Marc Stern is capped. Because look, he's done DMV Live.
There you go, banging the table again.
Wait. Listen, Marc Stern has done DMV Live girls at Bullis. He's done DMV Live boys at DeMatha.
Right.
He's done Capital Hoops Summer League.
Hey, Marc Stern.
Yo, what's up? Remember us? Look, he's pretending like he doesn't know us. Yo.
Can we get you on? Live? I'm trying to get you on.
Yo, you remember us?
All right, as soon as you're done.
DMV Hoops Podcast? Tag, man.
I mean, was he not in our studio like a few weeks ago? He doesn't know us either. No, that guy is. Hey. Let me tell you something about Marc Stern. You know, if you go back into our archives and take a listen to the podcast with Marc Stern about a month and a half ago, and you'll hear his story. It's a tremendous story. It is awesome, and it kind of shows you how Capital Hoops went from where it was to where it is now, and it's amazing.
Listen, when you know the phrase "hardest working man in show business,"
it's got to be him.
It's got to be him because, I mean, literally, I don't think he sleeps. I mean, seriously, all he does is live, drink, eat basketball.
That's all he does.
It plans the Capital Hoops Summer League. I mean, and some other tournaments as well, the biggest tournaments around. But this Summer League is exhausting. I don't know how he pulls it off.
I don't know how he pulls it off, but he does it with the help of a lot of great interns, a lot of great teams, great staff here at DeMatha Catholic High School.
That's right.
We're looking at Justice there.
There's Justice Mitchell right there.
Justice
That's
is one
Marc
of his.
Stern number 2.
Yeah. Then we got Justin is over there as well.
Justin, I love Justin.
But when you get the support of the DMV Hoops Podcast, it makes it easy.
I mean,
it makes it easy.
I wish I had the support of the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Well, you haven't even put in enough time to take a 10-day vacation.
Can I just tell you, Kurt? I hope this this doesn't come through. Don't take this the wrong way.
That means I'm going to take it the wrong way.
Don't take it the wrong way. All right. Don't let it go to your head.
Okay.
Don't let it go to your head.
I'm listening.
Honestly, I got a lot of gratitude because you are. Maybe the second hardest working man in show business.
I try to be. There's Ace Meeks. We had him earlier this year, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did. Is he out of the cast?
He's on the cast. He's playing. He's right there in the yellow Nikes.
That guy can ball. God, he was a great guest too.
Of course, I
love that guy.
Of course, we had Coach Jones on the podcast as well.
We did. That's right.
Yes, and we're going to see DeMatha versus Landon in a Sweet 16 matchup.
Is it Sweet 16? Is that where we are? The Sweet 16. That's right.
That's where we are to move ahead to next week.
Oh, okay, and the winner plays the
Bengals.
That's right. So
the
winner,
Bengals.
the Blake Bengals.
Yes.
So the winner of Landon DeMatha. Now we know DeMatha's favorite. They're the home team.
Right.
So,
somebody's going to play next week. We got July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
All right.
That we're going to be here next week broadcasting and doing our thing.
You know what I love about this? I love that it's the tournament time. It's Sweet 16, Final 8, Final 4. I love it. I love the setup. Afterwards, everybody goes up and slaps the board just like they do in the NCAA.
Right.
He models it after the NCAA. And look at there he is.
Oh, can we get Mark Stern on the microphone?
Man in show business.
We just talked about you.
We were just raving about you. We ran out of good things to say.
Turn that man's mic on. Put some headphones on, man.
You turn that man's shorts off. Now, Mark, listen. I mean, it's an honor to be with you, but what's going on? Everybody in Hyattsville can see you wearing those neon. What's the color?
He's got earpods in while he's trying to put the headphones on. Mark, look, we want to, first of all, we want to thank you because you allowed us to be here in this space. But
100%.
When you look at this, we talked about the fact that 12, 13, 14 years ago, Summer League didn't look like that. Mark, you got to get to the microphone, though. He sits back like he's in a recliner.
He hasn't slept in 8 weeks.
Mark, what do you see here today that you didn't think you would see from years ago?
Mark, hello.
I'm thinking. I got a lot to ponder after a question like that,
Well, Mark, you put this all together. I hope you can be proud of what you've done.
Absolutely. I think one of the things I'm most proud about is my staff. I mean, I've got 40 interns that all have, to some degree, aspirations to do sports media, sports journalism, something like that. And they're all unpaid. They come out here, they volunteer.
Right.
And this is by far the best intern staff we've ever had.
Oh, that's nice.
And it shows.
By far.
That's
nice. The camaraderie and
I love that.
Everyone is very friendly, and just the environment we have amongst everyone is fantastic. Everyone gets along, they hang out.
That is nice. And they do get Lito's Pizza. All right.
That helps camaraderie bringing Lito's in twice a week. That Lito's sponsorship was serious.
That helps a lot. You give me Lito's Pizza, I'm friendly as a bumblebee. That Lito's is good.
Best believe.
This is what I will tell you. I don't know all of your interns personally because it's hard to know 40 interns personally. But what I will say is this is a smooth running operation. The officials are here. The stats folks are here. The teams are waiting in the wings to get on the court. You move these games along well. And I must say, you have the best podcasting crew of any summer league I've ever seen.
Do you know who the podcast crew is, Mark, by the way?
I do. Do you guys know that Ace Meeks and Jamal McKnight are making their summer league debut right now in the playoffs? Were you aware of that?
Is that the best backcourt in the WCAC, Mark?
I mean, we're bringing it to you here.
That's one of the best backcourts in the DMV.
Absolutely one of the best.
One of, for sure. Arguably the best.
Well, you got to talk about it. There's two guys at PVI. There's two guys at Paul VI that may,
Yeah, PVI, McNamara, DeMatha, all fantastic. I think you could argue on any given night, any of those three could be the tandem.
Bullis might have something to say about that.
They're not in the WCAC, my friend.
He said the area.
He said the WCAC.
I can rewind this.
Rewind it, buddy.
Listen. Hey, break it up. Hey, Mark, listen, I want to give a shout out to Justice and Justin. Those guys they are your deputy dogs. They are working hard, and they are real friendly, a lot of energy. I just love those two.
I've told them many times over the last couple of weeks, they have done such an incredible job, not at just running everything, but at creating the foundation for that camaraderie that I mentioned a minute ago. They're so friendly with everybody.
Absolutely.
And
it's a love fest.
It's
a love fest, and it all starts at the top because Mark Stern is so friendly to everybody.
Mark, one thing that I think you should know, I'm sure you listened to a couple episodes here and there. You're too busy to do much of anything, but I think the teams and the coaches really appreciate what you've done here and appreciate the level of competition that they're seeing here that they might not see elsewhere. You have teams from Pennsylvania coming down here, teams from Virginia, and while they play in their own divisions or conferences or leagues, you know, when is a Crofton going to get to see a DeMatha? When's a Pilati going to get to see a Landon or a Blake or something like that? So I think that's what you're putting together. You're putting together an opportunity for them to see different faces, different jerseys, and, you know, get a high level of competition in what you have called, this is a different kind of summer league, Mark.
For sure. I mean, if you go back 50, 60 years, there have been some incredible summer leagues in the DMV. Eddie Saw with the Jellif League back in the day.
Oh, my. Yeah, I
remember that.
Obviously, the Rock League at High Point for 15, 20 years was the prominent summer league. No air conditioning. You went in there, and it was all about business. And I think for the last, decade plus, this has kind of taking the torch as the preeminent summer league in the DMV.
Oh, 100%. I love how you're doing the NCAA, you're doing the tournament, and everybody slaps the bracket board. I mean, that makes it fun and exciting, and we're at the Sweet 16 right now, right?
We are, and we got the NIT championships, which is such a cool idea. The folks up at Annapolis area Christian run the NIT championships.
That is awesome.
The semifinals and championship game are both tonight up there.
Oh.
And one of our big sponsors, the Governor's Challenge, is giving an automatic bid to the winner of the NITs to get a chance to go play in the Governor's Challenge this Christmas break, which is so cool.
Nice.
I think I saw that on Twitter, on X today. Did I not?
Yeah,
I love that.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, we definitely tweeted about it.
So Mark, what about this summer league this summer? What has been unique or special beside the camaraderie? What are you most impressed with? Or what have you noticed that, hey, this is a different kind of feel than last year?
I mean, I love seeing how the public schools can fare in the summer league, right? Because everyone knows the private schools have the most talent. The private schools, have the better players. But I love seeing the public schools come in here and competing and, getting into the playoffs and maybe winning a playoff game or two or multiple playoff games.
I love that.
I'm a public school kid myself. And, how often, like Kurt has said many times, does
Crofton play DeMatha?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Springbrook took DeMatha to overtime in the summer league 10 years ago, and I think they lost by 1, but and DeMatha was full strength, whole roster.
Wow.
This kid Matt Belanc from Springbrook, who went on to Quinnipiac, I think.
Nice.
He was incredible in that game, and you just an opportunity to knock off the big dogs.
A shout out to the public schools, and Mark went to BCC.
Yes, he did. BCC is their boys coach and girls coach stepped away this offseason.
That's right.
So they'll be fielding some new coaches over there. Mark,
and their boys team just lost in the first NIT semifinal about 20 minutes ago.
Mark, here's a question for you. Without any undue pressure and without any promises made, what do you see as natural next steps to grow the Capital Hoops Summer League at DeMatha?
I'd like a venue in Virginia as the next step.
Wait a minute.
Really?
You leaked that out on our podcast a month and a half ago. You're still talking about it.
I mean, that's the dream. Got to find the right partner, but that would be optimal.
Well, all right. So then my next question is this: why this summer league? Why should teams join this summer league versus any other summer league or a tour of just team camps? Why is this summer league the one they want to be in?
I mean, come on. Look at this thing. It speaks for itself.
I know what I've been watching for 5-6 weeks here.
Look, you get stats at every game. You get social media coverage. You get interviews after every game. We got this crazy website you can go on and see every player's averages. Every single game is streamed. Man. I mean, we
every game is streamed.
We are the epitome of a premium product.
This is a premium product.
You absolutely are. Now, did you have to turn any teams down because you were full? Does that happen?
Of course, every year.
Turn hundreds of teams down. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I can answer that
I think we had 1,300 teams apply and took 60. That's a joke.
I thought so.
All right, he turned 2 teams down. Okay.
No, we probably had 20 on the waiting list. 25.
It's the biggest summer league in the nation. All right, it's the biggest summer league in the nation.
Well, you got premier teams.
Say no more.
You got a premier staff. You got premier officials. premier coverage on Instagram. I mean, everywhere you look, it's on Instagram, it's on X. And they're getting every angle of every play. You're getting replays. You've got, I mean, I'm looking at, let's call it press row. There's 24 of your interns sitting right there, all on laptops, all with cameras. They're all around the building. The snack bar is open. How about that? It takes a lot to get the snack bar open. Mark, you got the snack bar open too. And I am happy to say I have not had one hot dog this summer because my wife Paula packs me a lunch. I have not had one hot dog at the snack bar this year. Can you say the same, Adam Crain?
I can. I've had 12 hot dogs in the last 2 hours.
Right, exactly.
So let me ask you. You know,
they got the best glizzies in PG County up there.
Yeah, they do.
100%. Let me ask you this though. Every time I see a game out here, especially now when it's playoff time, every game is got a lot of energy. You know, it's not like everybody's fighting. Everybody's playing hard, going for it. Now, what favorites right now? I'm thinking are DeMatha, maybe Clinton Grace. What? Mark, who are the big dogs you think are going to get to the Final Four if you had to predict? Can you?
I mean, Clinton Grace and DeMatha for sure, but I mean, they're good councils look really good. We got a big game tonight. John Carroll and Bethel, which should be a really good game.
That's Andrew Maria. He's a graduate of the DMV Hoops Podcast Interview Club.
Whoa, that's right. Hey, Mark. So when this is over, when the Capital Hoops Summer League is over, and DMV Live is here this weekend. Okay, now when it's over, you got it. You haven't slept in. I don't even know if you even sleep, because I'm getting texts from Mark 2 a.m. most nights.
Right.
I mean 2 a.m. most mornings. I mean, I'm in bed, Mark. Stop texting me when I'm in bed.
That's lunchtime for us,
buddy. Like, seriously?
Yeah, Mark, you better tell him.
Well, Mark, are you going to rejuice? How do you rejuice? I mean, you need to take, a couple of years off? Or how are you going to rejuice?
We're torn between going to either Peach Jam or NBA Summer League. We'll spend, a good week to 10 days decompressing, and then we'll come back, and it'll be family time for a few months.
Nice.
Good.
I'll give my wife a break, and then
and then we start up in the fall,
and then we run it back. Yep.
Run it back.
Well, guess what? We're going to be right there with you running it back. And I have it on good authority that some of our sponsors are going to want to move along with you to, Mayhem on Military, Governor's Challenge, and some of the other things you do. So, Mark, I think somebody wants you. I think somebody wants you over there, Mark.
Oh, it's a ref. Yeah, man, look at that. You've been lifting? Is that the ref?
I saw it.
Hey, good call, ref.
First of all, they're officials.
He's coming over here like...
They're officials, not refs.
Hey, let your chest out. You can let it all out. I know you're not. You must.
You should get him on the pod.
Are you bench pressing like 40 pounds? How much you bench pressing now?
Why don't we get Ty?
Look at that, man.
Why don't we get Ty on the pod? He can take my headset.
He's a
veteran WCAC. Probably ref more WCAC championships in the last decade than anyone else.
Mark, can you surrender your microphone?
He's hawking me down right now because he wants a T-shirt I've promised him for a month.
Hey, you look good for 80 years old. I'll tell you that. You look real good.
Look,
80 years
gentlemen, I got to run upstairs and take them some wristbands. Bring the big dog in here. Let him talk a little bit.
Have a seat.
And I'll be back in a few minutes. All right.
I want him to have a seat.
I'm scared of the big dog.
Jump in.
I love this guy. I've been screaming to this guy. All those calls he made. Woo!
We always look. We bring you the interviews.
Come on, baby.
We bring you the interviews that you want to hear. We bring you the good content, and you know what? I am not ashamed to say I've spoken to him for years. I don't even know his name.
I don't know, but I'm scared. I'm scared of this guy.
We're going to bring you...
honestly, this is one of the best refs in the DMV.
First of all, can you stop calling them refs? They're officials.
Yeah, well, I call him a ref. He's old school. This ref's old school.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think Mark said his name is Ty. Let's welcome Ty to the podcast.
Right to the mic.
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Tyrone Conyers. How y'all doing?
I'm doing fine. Did you just not call a game yesterday that my son's team won?
I did.
You did do that yesterday. Well, number one, we want to thank you for being one of the better officials and one of the officials that I see all the time at all the games, whether I'm at St. Andrews or I'm at Georgetown Prep or I'm at St. John's or DeMatha. I see you there. You work as much as I do. In fact, I think one time my wife mentioned something to you about how much we see each other. And I did not know his full name until today. Let me ask you this. It used to be that from November 15th to March 15th, you're on the hardwood, you're calling games, you're officiating games, and now it's year-round.
Yes, it is.
It's year-round. You remember the days of Joe Marcy.
Yes, I do.
That's my guy. That's my
guy too.
To tell you how long I've known him, He was my 9th grade gym teacher. He was my 9th grade gym teacher
you old.
at Montgomery Blair High School.
You're really, Kurt, what are you, like 72?
But
lying about your age?
Tell me.
Man, you're older than Ty.
How has the game changed?
That's old, too.
Ty, you've called the game for a while. How has the game changed?
Physically, I want to say it changed a little bit. A lot of outside shooting.
Yeah.
Right.
They love the threes. I don't know what it is. They'll take a three before they take a layup.
Right?
But, I mean, I
Ty's
won't
old
change
school.
my officiating.
Right. Now,
Is it harder to officiate? Is it more difficult? Or
No. It's your mentality out while you're on the court. You got to deal with what you got out there. They running and gunning and shooting three. That's what you got to rep.
you know, one thing I never understood, and I did coach for a number of years, and I think that may be where you and I first came into contact with each other. I'm not sure, but I've never seen an official overturn a call because a coach or a player complains and complains and complains. When are they going to get it through their head that you'll only, and folks, Ty, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm out of line here, but an official will own their mistake if they make it, but
Right.
coaches and players make mistakes too.
All the time.
We hold these officials to being perfect. They might, so if they miss a travel, they miss a travel. If they call a jump ball too soon or too late, I mean, you know, there's human error, and that's what makes the game beautiful. Because I don't know one kid on this floor right now who's made every single shot they took. Right?
Yeah.
That's it. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen a kid make a third of the shots they took.
Right.
The defense is so good. But Ty, seriously, sometimes does it get too heated? Like, what do you do when a fan is or a coach is really getting out of control? Like, what do you do? What do you say? How do you deal with that?
Well, myself, I can talk to people. And that's one of my best things that I do. And, you know, try to calm you down. And we were just talking about it. We had a player out here that I want to say was a little heated. And I had to go to the coach and say, hey, man, can you talk to him or is he okay? And next thing I know, he was going out the game. So I think you just got to have some type of relationship with the coaches. Even like you said, you see me out on watching the games. We have the same thing with the parents also.
Yeah.
So, you know, I see somebody, it's a hug, it's a how you doing, it's being nice to people, that's all.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to say something nasty to you because you're a beast. I mean, you've been lifting?
No, man, I just run. I was born like this.
Well, you are massive, man. I thought you had been lifting because you were like, man, I don't know where you getting the pythons. Woo!
Ty, you know, first of all, I'll say what I wish every official could do. I wish you could just start picking them apart. All right, that parent got too much mouth. That parent got too much mouth. Because you know what, Ty, I'm going to tell you something on this podcast that I know you did not know. You do know that all the parents know more than you, right? Yes. You know, you did know that. Because they swear they know.
Not one, but yes.
But they all know more than you, don't they?
Yes,
Somehow,
yes.
some way. You know what? I did officiate a few rec league games several years ago, and maybe I'm not the right example, but I took the whistle off my neck and I told the parents, you can come on down.
Oh, I love
if
that.
you can do it better than me, then come on down and do it.
Ty, you think it's hard? Is basketball one of the toughest sports to officiate?
That's hard to say. For me, no. If you put in the work, I think it'll come to you. You know, like I said, you have a relationship with people and the players, so it comes easy to me. Let me just say that.
Well, Tom is even keeled, and I'm just realizing through this conversation, I've known you when I was a coach. I've known you as a parent watching my son in the stands, and I know you as I'm a guy who's at the table calling the games, watching you call games, and now I'm a pop. So I know Ty on many different fronts. Always happy to see him. He calls a good game. And if he didn't, guess what? They wouldn't ask him to do the WCSC championships. You wouldn't be at American University, right?
That's true. That's true. And I appreciate that, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, now how long have you done this, Ty?
I want to say this is my 25th year.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Hopefully they give pay increases.
No.
So
Man.
don't tell me you're making the same thing from year 1 to year 25.
No. They actually do pretty good, especially for high school.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they pay me in hot dogs, I might come out there and be your partner.
But he said you've been eating hot dogs, so I don't know.
Oh,
That's your
25
boy
years.
next to you, right?
25 years.
Ty,
Wow.
after Summer League, are you doing any private house leagues or anything, or do you get a break?
To be honest, I don't. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. A lot of people take off for the summer. I love what I do, so I do summer, fall ball. Then when the winter comes around, I'm doing the same thing.
Right. Now, where the heck is Ty from? Are you from the area?
Yep, I grew up in D.C.
Oh, yeah?
Where'd you go to school?
High school?
I went to Eastern.
Oh, you went to Eastern?
Man, I was going to guess Coolidge or Baloo.
No, don't do that.
You went to Eastern? Did you play ball?
Yes.
Football, basketball? Football and basketball. Ooh, I knew. I was like, that's a lineman right there.
All right.
Offensive line, right?
Are you doing DMV Live this weekend?
Actually, we're not, because Board 12 is not doing it this year. They have a college camp thing going up here.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so they gave us a little preliminaries the week ago, but we don't have it this year.
That's right. I forgot because they're doing some training, right?
Right.
Adam, what you got for him before we
I just want to say, when I see Ty out there, I've seen him out there so often. I'm just like, that's the ref. We're at a big game, because when I see him out there, when I think about big games I've been to in American University, at Georgetown, all the best big games, Ty's reffing. It's like, when you associate great ball, you associate it with Ty. And let me tell you something, he's a good ref.
Look, Board 12.
He's a good ref.
Board 12 does not put out officials who don't do a great job. Now, some people are still learning or whatever, and some people are, they're earning their stripes or what have you, but this man here, at all the big games, if it's back in the day when it was the ladies, when it was McNamara versus St. John's with AZ Flood and all that talent, you might see him there. By the way, do you know Chad Bestwick?
Yes.
He works for my wife.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he works.
Matter of fact, I just talked to him, before my games.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And he does some college games too, I think, right?
I know he's going to camp this weekend.
Yeah,
I want to say like the Big Ten or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
But this guy, the Board 12 is not going to send officials out who don't do a great job. So, or to the big games, I mean, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ty, I believe it starts with maybe rec ball or middle school games and this, that, and the other, and then you work your way up, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, but Ty doesn't do middle school games anymore, in case anyone didn't know.
Yeah.
He does the big time.
It's hard enough to coach.
If he need me, I don't have no problem with that. And the thing, I guess, with me, I would say, I just appreciate that they put their trust in me to do the games. Because I just want to say, like you say, you see some officials that shouldn't be out there. It happens.
Yeah.
Ty belongs out there.
Yeah, he certainly does. I don't know, man. I really tip my hat to you, Ty.
What happened to Felipe? Is he still around? He doesn't do WCAC anymore.
He don't. I think he stopped doing WCAC.
Yeah, I saw him at a I want to call it like I see it. I saw him at a Redskins game. I don't know who the Commanders are. And you from Eastern. That's right down there by old RFK. So you and me are Redskins fans.
No, we not. No,
what you rooting for?
No.
What?
The team that you don't like.
Oh, Dallas. Oh, Ty.
Ty, how you end up a Dallas fan,
man?
I've always been a Cowboy fan.
Man. We were gonna have you on the show again. But I guess not. I guess
I messed
that's
up.
too bad.
No, you didn't mess up
Yes,
because
he
you're a
did.
good dude regardless.
No, he's not.
You're a good dude regardless.
No, he's not.
I'm going to give him that.
Nope. No, everything I said about you, I take it back.
No, it's too late. It's on record
Dude,
now.
come on,
Right?
man.
It's on record.
What happened? What happened to you? How did that happen? Cowboys. You're from Eastern? You went to Eastern and you're a Cowboy fan?
You heard him say
Man, if you weren't well, I could say you get your butt kicked, but nobody's kicking your butt, so that wasn't
Leave me
happening.
alone. But actually, I can say it on air. I was a Redskin fan for 1 year.
For 1 year.
The year they won the Super Bowl?
Doug Williams?
Fairweather fan.
Doug Williams. You said
There it is.
Yep. I was a Doug Williams fan, and I had no problem with it.
Okay.
And I see him today, and I still give him a big hug. He's a good dude.
Okay.
His daughter's
He
down
was
there
good.
at one of the Virginia schools, isn't she?
Paul the Sixth.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Paul the Sixth.
Yeah, I've seen her play, and Doug comes to all the games. He's always there front and center. He even posed for a picture
Yes,
with
he
my
does.
son. He will do all of that.
Good guy.
That's Doug Williams. That's five touchdowns in one quarter. That's 42-10 over the Denver Broncos. I don't forget things.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
That was 1987. Well, I remember.
Every time I was happy.
Even Ty was a fan.
For that 1 year, though. So we got something in common. Ty, I'm going to leave you with this question. I'm going to let you go. And I ask you this question. What level of basketball do you like to officiate the best? Or where's your sweet spot?
I guess I would have to say high school. I was in college. Right. 2020 happened, and things changed.
Right.
Work and everything else. So I stopped, and I was doing enough basketball here. So I just committed myself to high school ball.
Oh, so
we got I want to say we got the best ball in the country.
I think we do.
CAC, IAC, everything.
I agree with that.
So it's always competitive. Every year, sure. I think the WCAC gonna go down and never does.
Yep. Right. You're right about that.
Never does.
Ty,
right about that.
I need to say it on the podcast. We thank you for what you do, not only because you call a good game, but because these young men and young women deserve to have great officials holding them accountable for their game, supporting them, giving them a pat on the back when they do the right things, and encouraging them 100%. To do things better when they can't always get it right.
Yeah, 100%. Ty, I just say, like I was talking about, Ty, we feel like we know you, even though we don't know you, because we've seen your face. You're a calming presence out there. I feel like we know you,
like when you see him know you. When you see him walk through the door, don't you know it's going to be a good game?
I know, well, exactly. But also, he's so calm. It's like everybody just melt. Kind of the opposite of me. Like I'm a nut job.
Right.
I'm a nut job.
You
You're calm, and we feel like we know you, and we didn't even know your name. I mean, but I feel like I knew him for years.
Because you've seen him for years, right?
True.
There's a timeout on the floor. It looks like DeMatha is up 25-16 over Landon. Ty, we appreciate what you do. We thank you for what you do.
100%.
Encouraging these young people. And last but not least, because some of these young people who play a game on this hardwood, when you're calling it, it might be one of their last games. Not everyone goes to play college or pro ball, but you're giving them a great big-time experience. We try to support that by doing the media thing and doing interviews and just giving these kids exposure to a game it's a wonderful game. But thank you for doing what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Ty. He's one of the best officials you're ever going to see. And if you see a big, good-looking man that looks like he's my brother, then that's Ty. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you, Twin. Appreciate you.
That's Ty, ladies and gentlemen. He calls a ton of games. I see him probably, if I were to guess, in a season, I'd probably guess I see him 20, 25 games a year.
I love that guy.
All right, Ty.
I love that guy. Man, he done lifting weights, and he's like...
He's like a brick house, isn't he?
Offensive line's a brick house. Nobody's disagreeing with that guy's
And here he comes.
There, look at this guy. Talk about another brick house. There's the other brick house. There, he's back.
He's back for part 2 of this interview?
He's back. You know what his favorite drink is? You know what Mark's favorite drink is?
Prime?
Red Bull. No. Was it Red Bull? Mark,
Monster.
Monster. Now, Monster's not a sponsor, but I think they're going to sponsor next summer. Now, the sponsors, we got Easterns, we got Koki Odyssey, we got Easterns, we got
Planet
Litos,
Hollywood, we got
Planet Hollywood, Litos,
don't forget the DMV Hoops Podcast.
DMV Hoops Podcast.
Hey, Mark, I heard, by the way, Dynamic DJ Entertainment is willing to put in, a little more effort towards next year's Summer League, so you better hit them up.
I know, that's what I heard. I can't wait.
That's the word on the street.
Wait, Dynamic who?
Dynamic DJ Entertainment.
Things are going to be booming in here.
Dynamic DJ. What? Wow.
Come up here next week for the semifinals and see what happens.
Uh-oh.
See what happens.
A little taste of what's to come.
That's all I can say no more. Thanks for bringing Ty up here, by the way.
Yeah, he's the man.
Oh, he's great, man. He's got battle wounds. He's been doing it for a minute.
He said 25 years.
Well, the one time he made a bad call, I got in his face a little bit about it. And he looked at me, and I ran out of the gym. I was so scared. That guy is a monster.
I'll tell you what.
A monster.
While DeMatha may be the favorite, you got to give credit to Landon. They're within 6 points, almost at halftime. These guys are battling, and that's what playoffs does. That's what the Summer League playoffs will do. By the way, Mark, I know there were probably more, but this entire regular season of the Summer League, I saw 1 or 2 overtime games. Last weekend, I saw 2 overtime games back-to-back. Like, people, when it's DMV Live, when it's Capital Hoops, Summer League, it's just a little bit more on the line, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Last week at DMV Live, there were, on Saturday morning, 3 of the first 4 games went to overtime.
There you go.
Crazy.
Wow. Like, it's like more is on the line. These guys play different.
Whoever did the matchmaking sure as hell knew what they were doing.
They absolutely
were. And we got another weekend coming up, DMV Live. We're excited about that.
And
sure do. Got 11 new teams entering the fold.
Wow.
Couple of heavy hitters coming into town. That's for sure.
Who, for example, can you give us some names?
Oak Hill Academy.
Oh,
Bingo, Jack.
They are loaded up and they are ready to go.
Wow.
Moravian Prep from North Carolina is another one.
Yep.
Westtown from Philly, always a good one, where Cam Reddish and Mo Bamba went.
Dog, them Philly cats are different.
Oh, they are.
Them Philly cats are different.
Hey, how was the dunk contest? How did that go?
Oh,
I
it was
missed it. Kurt
awesome.
missed it. I missed it.
I did not miss it. I was
here for
here.
the
I was a
dunk
judge.
He was a judge.
Were you in the
What's
dunk
wrong with you?
contest?
There was so much
Kurt,
energy in here.
Were you in the dunk contest?
Mark told me he didn't want me to overwhelm these young people with my abilities.
Well, the
when it
real
comes to
reason,
dunking.
the thing, it was a 10-foot rim. So if it was a 6-foot rim, we
I'm
had Kurt.
champion all day. But no, the dunk contest was ridiculous.
Oh,
These
yeah,
kids are creative.
Oh man, I missed that. All the sponsors were judges too. That must have been fun.
Oh, it was. There was no drama. Well, actually, there was a kid who got 2 perfect scores, and then when it came to the championship
There was
round,
a little drama. I gave Andrew Maria a second chance
you
because
did?
all the judges were urging me on.
Why are you cutting your eyes this way, Mark?
Yeah.
In retrospect, we should have given the kid from Boys Latin a second chance too.
I mean, he was killing it.
He was nice.
Yeah, he was. He was nice with it. He was.
How was the All-Star game?
It was good. Private schools ran away. Thinking next year about maybe we do like a private school game, like Maryland versus the Field, and then a public school game. Maryland. I gotta think Maryland is the majority of the teams in here, but if you combine. DC, Virginia, maybe throw. We got a West Virginia or a Pennsylvania team.
You're gonna make it a geographic thing, huh?
Yeah.
Need something to do.
Geopolitics. I love it. I love it.
I hear you, Mark.
Whatever Mark doing, he's knocking it out.
Well, I will tell you folks that if you don't know it, Mark is one of the most humble guys you'll meet. I thank him all the time for the opportunity for us to have a table here and broadcast. He's like, look, you don't have to thank me, man. You're my guy. You're a part of this. And no, but we really do appreciate it, Mark. I mean, you're exposing the game to these fans, to these young people, to these coaches, to teams who would not ordinarily be here. And now we're adding an element by hopefully giving them that media kind of experience thing where, they can prep for interviews. These interviews are great, but they will go on to do other interviews, and hopefully that, this preps them for that. So you're providing a lot of opportunity here, Mark, and
can I just jump in here?
No, you cannot. I'm going to turn his mic off. I just turned his mic off. His mic is now off. Okay, so thank you, Mark. I'm giving you your credit. Thank you, Mark. Now your mic is on.
I just want to say, I'm like, what am I doing here? I got the best podcaster in the DMV, and I got Mark Stern, who basically runs the best events in DMV basketball in the country. And I'm hanging around celebrities. I mean, honestly, gratitude both ways. On my right and my left.
There's more gratitude that needs to go out. Thank you to your family, because they have to support you coming out here.
Yeah, that's
and doing this and time away from home.
Your
to do
wife
this.
is a saint.
So your family at home. Thank you to you folks, because guess what? Mark is working his butt off out here, and y'all are supporting it.
Mark is a selfless guy, man. For all that he does, he's underpaid.
So thank you, Mark. All right.
He's in it for the money. He's just in it for the money. You know that, right?
I mean, look what we got here. We got my son over there taking photos. My daughter's over here grabbing interviews. We're watching the best basketball in the country. And that's because Mark Stern had a vision, and he grew that vision. So
you know what? He's not even making. If you actually count up the hours he works a week, what he gets paid.
Why are you telling his personal business?
He's working less. He makes less than minimum wage.
Why are you? I heard Chris Rock say this, and it's true. Do you know what minimum wage equals? That equals your boss saying, "I would pay you less if I could, but it's illegal." It's literally illegal to pay you less.
Chris Rock said that. I love that line. You know what? That's scary but true. Ooh.
Any last words, Mark? Because we're grabbing too much of your time. Any last words for the people out there who are listening to this? And what do you want to say about Summer League?
I mean, I want to thank you guys for the support. I want to thank DeMatha. They're always gracious hosts. And obviously they have the best facility in the DMV. And that's why I chose to come here. Ed King is maybe the hardest working dude I've ever met in my life.
Next to Mark Stern.
This guy's in the gym. Shit. Ed King is... his work ethic is insane. The guy's here for like 15 hours a day, cleaning up the gym, putting the bleachers in. I tell him every day, like, we can do this. And he's got the work ethic of a lion, and
thanks to Brad Ripto.
He's done a lot.
Yeah,
our whole staff. Brad, he's
Ripto.
fantastic.
Oh,
legit stats.
I love that guy.
The trainers we have here. I mean, it really takes like a village to kind of make this thing work. And obviously, I guess I'm like a figurehead or whatever
you
want
put
to
the
call
village
it.
together.
But there's a lot of parties involved that really make this thing go.
Hey, I just want to say one thing. I want to say one more thing. Marc, my name is Adam Crain, and it's really nice to meet you. I know you don't. Every time I walk by, you don't recognize me, but I just want to make my name's Adam Crain.
Because you're never here. You're always on vacation.
Kurt.
You leave me here
Kurt,
working.
Nice play there. Nice play.
Yeah, wait. Let's go back to me.
Okay.
When we were talking about gratitude and Love Fest and everybody, it takes a village and all that, and you just threw it all away with that comment. Anyway, as I was saying, Marc, my name's Adam Crain. I really appreciate you including me.
Is that all you want to say? Are you done
By
now?
the way, Kurt, do you remember? My name's Adam Crain.
I don't remember you.
You remember me?
I've had Paula sit here. I've had everybody sit here.
Man, I'm trying to get my job back, all right?
Look, this is the DMV Hoops Podcast. You can hear us on every podcast platform. We're at DMV Hoops Podcast on X and IG. Capital Hoops Summer League, Capital Hoops in general. They got so many handles, but you can find them. You can find us. See the highlights. Be here next week because guess what? It's going to be on and popping. Semifinals.
Final four.
Yeah, we got the Final
Next
8,
week's
the Final
the Final
4, and the championship. This is
I
Kurt
can't wait
Cross.
for that.
He's Adam Crain. Thanks for listening, folks.
The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kurt Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.